Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today we're doing a live Friday Q&A. I hope remember to like, subscribe, and share this out with others that may be interested in getting the information that comes through on this channel. We are in very fascinating times, very exciting times. They're telling me that so much change is happening, and it's a really fascinating thing because you've got to realize that you are part of it. There's not one human soul on this planet that is not participating in what is occurring right now. The good and the not so good. Every single one of us is participating. There's no escaping that. When you came into this dimension, you came in as a participant, not as an idle observer. So I hope you'll keep that in mind in the coming days, weeks, months, and especially during the next 18 years is going to be very interesting if we can get our proverbial act together as a species. We could really affect some profound changes. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you, darling. Funny, I saw you say good morning there. It looked like goosebumps for some reason. I don't know why goosebumps came up, but good morning if you're just joining us. So this is a live Q&A. You know, the world is going through its own evolution. Everybody knows that the world is a living organism. If you don't know that the world is a living being, then you're probably a rock. The world is a living, sentient being. The sun is a living, sentient being. Our definitions of life have become so self-centered that we believe that we are the only perspective from which we can recognize or identify life, and that's absolutely untrue. We are one of very, very many creatures in this galactic and universal creation that we find ourselves. And as you get more and more familiar with that and accepting of that, then your definition of what is life will change. The sun is a living thing. By our definition of humanity, the sun isn't alive. It's just a big ball of fire. But it is alive. It's a living, sentient being. The earth is a living, sentient being. And the thing that binds us all together in this wonderful dance is this stuff called electricity, electromagnetic inter-exchanging energy is what binds us all together in this dance. You know, you look at dancers like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers or any really good dancing partners, how they move together. There's a flow, there's a harmony, there's a grace and an elegance that happens when two good dancers get together. Humanity's in a dance with everything else upon this planet. Everything else upon this planet is in a dance with humanity. And we've been stepping on a lot of toes the last few hundred years. We've been eradicating certain species from the planet for our own personal gain, completely oblivious and unaware that when you change or remove or add something to this creation, you literally are changing it. Everything is electromagnetic. Think of millions and millions of buffalo running around the North American plains just a couple hundred years ago. There were millions and millions of buffalo running around these plains. They were electromagnetic beings, just like you are an electromagnetic being. And they were contributing to the greatness of this earth, just as you are contributing to this earth right now. And we removed that one species almost completely from the planet, and many others since then. The passenger pigeon, many other creatures have been removed, not understanding then, of course, that electromagnetically they were sustaining energetically, electrically, life on this planet as we do, as the fishes do, as the trees do, as everything does. Hope you'll keep that in mind in these coming days, because your emotions, your fears, your joys, your hopes, your dreams, they either create a beneficent effect in your world or the detrimental effect in your world. And we have a very limited window right now because of what we've done in the last few hundred years. We've got a very limited window of what we can do in the next 20 or so years, about 18, 20 years now, where you have to understand that emotion is the electromagnetic substance you use for creation. In everything you say, in everything you do, to whomever, wherever, whatever, whenever, however, every single human being is electrically contributing or taking away from the balance of life. There's no escaping that reality. Doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are, you're contributing. Just know this. It does not matter how great or small you might think you are contributing to this whole beautiful dance of life on earth to some degree. Degrees may vary from person to person, but every single one of us here is a part of the creation. And you do it with your emotional energy. What you feel is an electrical charge that you put into the world. You emanate this electrical energy from you, your joy, your sorrow, your rage, your playfulness, your curiosity. Every emotion that you experience emanates into this collective field that we live on, this earth. It interacts with her field and hers with ours. And there's an imbalance that's happening right now. There is an imbalance. You watch, I'm sure all of you have heard of or seen Star Wars, where they talk about an imbalance in the Force. Well, there's a big imbalance in the Force right now. And the counterweights in this imbalance are love and fear. Right now, we've got more fear on the planet collectively than love as a species. And that we contribute to that, to the overall system. What's going on now is there's this huge movement for the last 7 years of shifting that field from fear back to love, to a balance. Because you can't have it one way or too far the other way. You want a balance of them. A little bit of movement's good, but too much movement can be not so bueno. A boat, if you ever get a canoe rocking on the water, you know that if you over counter one way or another, it will tip over. Well, our love and our fear collectively are doing that for this planet. We're doing this right now on this planet, back and forth, and every one of you is participating. There is no one not able to participate. Everyone is participating. I just want to kind of pretext things with that. You might want to consider bringing your questions and answers into something that's really important for you. Like, how do you get back to love? How do you get back to love from fear? Because there's a lot of people living in fear right now. And you need to learn how to shift your energy from fear back to love. It's not an extremely difficult or complex process. In fact, there's very few steps necessary to begin to restore equilibrium back to your energetic field, your mind, your body, your emotions, and your environment. It's not necessarily complex. It's very, very, very simple if you apply it consistently and repeatedly. But this is your day today, questions and answers. Hello, Rose. Hi, William. Miss your voice. Well, it's wonderful to have your presence, Rose. Thank you so much for coming around. We had a wonderful time. Here. Good morning, Christopherson. That's a good name. Good morning, Leslie. Hi. The people that have been manipulating my emotions, trying to get to anger, are doing what I create tomorrow. Remember, there are frequencies, like a frequency of love. When you can sustain a frequency of love, just like if you sustain a frequency of anger, you've ever watched drivers or road rage going on, things like that. There's a frequency they get into. They both get into anger. They both get into judgment, and that amplifies it. If you sustain and maintain a vibrational frequency of love, irrespective of what's happening around you, if you avoid getting into anger or judgment about it, you stay in that vibrational state of love. In that vibrational state of love, you will orchestrate different events in your life, just as your fear is orchestrating certain events in your life, just as your playfulness does and your sadness does. They orchestrate events. Emotions organize matter. From the very minutest particle, your emotions organize matter. That's what they've taught me. Your emotions orchestrate matter. Yeah, so it's so good to hear that. Well, hello, Kira. Good to see you. Wonderful. Hi. Just thank you so much for that gift. Really appreciate it. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Hi. Hi there. Welcome to the live. Hello, gifts. Hi. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you here. So yeah, so there's wonderful things happening and there are not so wonderful things happening. You cannot lose your energy. Once you learn how to shift, once you learn how to moderate your own emotional field, you're going to be moderating events and circumstances around you. Nothing random will ever happen in your life that does not have its genesis in some thought or emotion. And every thought is connected to an emotion. Every emotion will generate a thought, right? It's very true. It's very important. Good morning, Jasmine. Glad to see you. In England, we're being stopped from mentioning Jesus, for mentioning or preaching Jesus' name. Well, remember, the darkness on this planet is about to go through a very big shakeup, right? The religions were originally created to keep some form of order, and they were not meant to be mechanisms of weapon. They were not meant to be weapons, but unfortunately, humans have made them into weapons. I'm so sorry that you cannot speak Jesus' name in England anymore. You know, it's funny they would say God save the king or God save the queen and not actually represent the Son of God in their own country. But your country is being overrun right now. England is being overrun right now. And it's unfortunate. Many other European countries are being overrun right now. It's really unfortunate. When you cannot include love in your political philosophy, then you're not going to do very well as a political movement for very long. The Romans learned that the hard way. So have many other species. But yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. I send much prayer, much love, and blessings that a great shift will happen in Europe soon. I really do pray for that a big shift happen. It's because it's not about the religion, it's about the people. People have been roped into belief systems that are detrimental to them. You've been roped into belief systems that have become detrimental to you. The different religions and philosophies often serve as a point to keep people contextually limited, not free. Hi. I have a funny feeling it's going to be a short morning this morning. Hi. Thank you so much. So this is usually I channel a message every day, but I've been told to go back to doing a Friday live Q&A. So ask your questions. If you got questions, we'll take them. If a question doesn't have a detailed answer, you could certainly book a full reading with me through my website, williammichaelforbes.com. But I was told to go back to doing Friday live Q&A. We no longer do shortcuts on Saturday, as you well know. And all of next week, we will not be live until the following week, as we are going to be traveling from where we are to where we're going. And that's going to start tomorrow. So from next Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there'll be no shortcuts for your soul. That will resume the week following that. The Patreon live only event that I will be conducting on the road between here and where we're going. So patrons, you'll be receiving information about that in the next 24 hours. It will probably be a much shorter than usual Patreon live event, but it will be on the 21st, which I believe is this Monday or Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Question from Rose. Can you help me find the way to heal my skin problems that occur in the last 2 weeks, please? Well, let's just tune into your energy here, Rose. Yeah, I don't know why, but there was something about milk thistle is coming up. Milk thistle is coming up to be put on the skin and taken orally. Milk thistle, that's what came to me immediately, Rose. Milk thistle. You need to put it right on the affected area of the skin. The other thing you can consider that comes to my mind, that was given to me to give to you, but what comes to my mind is that you can also use zinc oxide for skin problems. Zinc oxide is also called penitin. It's really good for that as well. What part did St. Catherine play in my past life? She was a mentor for you. She was a mentor for you. You assisted her. You were like, oh, I don't know if the right word is handmaiden, but you assisted her with a lot of things. And in exchange, you were mentored by her she's saying in higher ways. You were in the ways of culture. She trained you to be like the nobles. That was one of the gifts that she gave you. Proper, to become proper. That's the word she's saying. Tell her proper. I'll tell you that. Oh, you're very welcome, Rose. Hi. So somebody's here saying that questions you ask here, love is the answer, by the way. It really is. So yes, I will. Love is not that difficult. Cultivating love is not as difficult as not cultivating. If you don't choose to cultivate love, you're going to go through a lot of struggling. Love is the essence of what you are. It may not be what you've been taught to believe or think. Your environment may never have taught you what love is, but love is your nature. It's what you truly are. And cultivating it is life-saving. Cultivating love in your consciousness is life-saving. It will. Love can save your life. If you move into the energy of love, it will orchestrate and organize your affairs very differently than does fear or frustration or anger or annoyance, which cause very different effects. So yeah, for you over here, who are you? Hello, Robert. Good morning to you. Love is the way. Why are there so many orbs and spirits visiting my house? You've been calling for guidance for a while now, Robert. You need to learn how to listen to them. You need to learn how to listen to them. You need to learn how to listen to them. That's what they're saying. You need to not get caught up with what you're seeing, but you need to go into the energy of what they're seeking to communicate to you that you've been asking for. They're telling you you've been asking for guidance and information for a while now, and they keep trying to give it to you, but you're more fascinated with the phenomena than getting the information. You need to become more fascinated with getting the information than the phenomena. Yes, I just told them. I did. Thank you. Hi, Liz. In the Nordic countries, we believe that the man should protect his family also from negative energy. Absolutely. That's very true. The male energy throughout millions of years, the male energy has been the protector, right? The female energy is also the protector, but in a different way. The male energy protects on the external world. The female protects on the internal world, right? They complement each other, male and female. They're meant to complement each other, not to do the same thing, not to be the same thing. Male and female are designed to be complementary to each other, not the same as each other. They can't. Okay, I don't care how many women think they can be a man or how many men think they can be a woman. Men and women are designed by nature to be complementary in the union, right? Complementary. They have different skill sets. That should be obvious to people by now. That's a beautiful thought. Wonderful from the Nordic countries. Thank you, Liv. Appreciate that. I think that's really amazing. Am I in the right place in space and time? That's from Nova Chart. Nova Deckard. Okay, Nova Deckard. Again, you're in a process where you're kind of in a holding pattern right now. It's going. Yes, I will. So they're telling me to tell you you've been in a holding pattern for a while, but you need to break slowly out of this. They're saying break isn't the right word. They're saying you need to just gently move into a new place, a new space, a new time. You must consolidate. Yes, you must consolidate your patience in doing anything. You must consolidate your patience in doing anything. Consolidate your patience in doing anything. Don't just jump up and go. Gently, patience, apply it with patience. Thank you for that super chat, Rose. I really appreciate it. Casey's asking, how do you use a wand? That's not a question that we get asked that often. It's a good question, Casey. Thank you so much. If you're going to understand that your fingers are wands, you understand that each finger is a wand. Each finger has its own vibrational frequency. That's why, my parents used to say, don't point at somebody, because your finger is a wand. A lot of people, think Harry Potter, you need a physical wand. Every finger is a wand. And how you must learn how to use them. If you look at some of the mudras that some of the masters use, there's different hand postures, yogis and practitioners, even Jesus Christ, if you look at some of the pictures, he's noted having his hands in very, very specific positions, right? Very specific positions, because every single finger is like a wand. If you're looking to extend that, getting another wand can have some value, but your body and your hands, your fingers, they are wands. You want to learn to use the different energies from the different fingers. You can combine them together, right? You can bring them together in different ways, right? There's different ways you can bring and utilize the energy of your fingers, right? Remember, every finger is a wand, Casey. Keep that in mind. Hi there. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for sharing. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this if you're enjoying the information. Does my primary guide have a name? Yes. Tina. The name again is Jennifer. Her name is Jennifer. They don't all have mystical, crazy names. Some of them are very practical. This one's Jennifer. She's saying, if you say her name properly with your eyes closed, you'll feel her presence. Because names are not just something given arbitrarily to anything or anyone. Names allow the matrix of the energy of the consciousness to operate in this dimension. Yes. So when you think or speak her name, and again, how would you like me to translate saying it? You want to make certain Jennifer, you accentuate each syllable to pull the energy of her soul closer to you so you can have communication with her. Jennifer. Make certain that you articulate each syllable and feel the presence of her energy around, right? It's interesting because it's Jennifer. It's a funny name for that. Hi. I have a white and black cat. This is from Canadian musician. I have a white and black cat that has been sitting at my door for 3 days now. I feel energy. Well, you need to go and talk to it. A lot of people don't understand that communication, every species communicates. Every single species communicates. Every species communicates. Whether you're an insect or an amoeba, there is a form of communication that is occurring all the time between all sentient things on this planet. Rocks, crystals, molecules in the air, clouds, everything has a communication system that you can learn to tune into. You can learn to connect your energy. You can learn to hear what the cat is saying when it communicates to you, even when they're not doing it non-verbally. A lot of telepathy, but everything on this planet communicates and intercommunicates with everything else. Just that most humans don't know how to do that. We've lost the art of communicating, listening, and hearing. When Eden fell some 72,000 years ago, when Eden fell, that communication between man and animal has been broken. It's beginning to resurface now because of where we are. Hello, Danny. Good to see you. Hello to you too. I love dancing mudras and Egyptian touching style. Is this light language or past life? It's past life, darling. Emily, it's past life. But yeah, there's a lot. If you look at some of the hieroglyphics in Egyptian temples, you'll see different hand postures that they use, right? There's specific postures that are actually depicted in there. Remember, as was said a little earlier, your fingers are like wands. Everyone can use a different energy, right? Yes. Question from Irish. Did my guides change frequency to my energy days so I can have more energy? It's not about having more energy. I'm being told to tell you, it's not about having more energy. It's about being aware of the existing energy, learning how to feel, get in resonance, and integrate that energy into you so that you can begin to function at a different frequency than you currently do. That's why it's being offered to you, right? That's why it's being offered to you. Oh, you're very welcome, Rose. I will have well, it's not going to be a holiday. It's going to be a journey. We're going to be traveling across the continent again. Somebody else saying here, for the person mentioned skin allergies, somebody else is saying here, for any skin or allergy issues, I would also look into probiotics. Most skin conditions are connected intimately to very, very intimately to the liver. You want to make certain your liver is good. Victoria is asking, may I have a message from my ancestors? I'm getting this high-pitched, there's a sound. It's a very high-pitched sound, Victorious. Listen to the sound. You'll have to play that back. That's the tone they're giving me to give to you. If you can find a tone generator, you can download an app. There's an app called Tone Generator on the Google Play Store. I think the iPhone might have the same thing in their store, their app store. Download a tone generator, and you'll have to go back over this recording. I think we're 25 minutes in? Yeah, we're 26 minutes in, and match the tone with the tone. Listen to the tone and contemplate it. There's information that you'll receive with that tone, right? Everything's a frequency. Wilderness is asking, should I change my profession? No, you add to it. You will need to add to your profession. Don't change it. Add to it. Add to it. You have to add something else to it. I don't know. I'm getting like books. They're showing me these books opening and closing like really fast. Hi. Hello. Good morning. It's a quiet day here. Well, when we get back to Canada, it's going to be a lot of different things happening. Do I have a guide? I've had many negative things happening in the last few months. Really important to shift your energy from fear to love. Right? Who are you, beautiful? Alcacia. Alcacia. You need to really learn the function of getting your mind quiet, calm, and peaceful. You need to teach your mind, because you're picking up a lot of energy from other people too. It's happening a lot. You need to get your mind quiet, calm, and peaceful. You have to teach your mind. You have to literally teach your mind to be still, quiet, and peaceful, and rest in the stillness. Rest in the stillness, and you'll start to watch the events around you start to change really rapidly. Your emotions are organizing all of your affairs. When you can sustain and maintain a certain emotional quality, you'll start to generate that into your experience as a functional part of your material reality. Emotion organizes matter. In fact, every single human behavior requires an emotion for the behavior to occur. And every human individual, the soul, that is who you are, has the ability to edit, change, delete, or add new thought to your mind, therefore changing the vibrational state that you're experiencing in your world. Really important for you to learn to do that, to teach your mind to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. Learn to teach your mind to do that, to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. It'll be really beneficial for you. Oh, you're very welcome. Hi. Thank you for your support, Amanda. Really appreciate that on TikTok. Thank you for the gifts and stuff, everybody. Really appreciate that. It makes this information available to other people. It makes this information available to other people. Hi. Casey, thank you for that super chat. What subconscious blocks do I have to finding an equal partner? Any other messages I need to hear today? Two things you need to understand that in the state of your being, you're establishing that partner that will come to you. The one emotion they're telling me that you need to get engaged in is anticipation and excitement. Anticipation and excitement. It's important you understand you do not so much not necessarily want an equal partner, but a partner that is equal in capability. You want complementary energy. Get excited about dynamic change and the wonder of growth in relationships. This is very important for you. It will happen very easily. Get excited about this that you seek. And yes, I will. So they're also being very, very clear. You don't want someone who's going to be equal to you. You want somebody who's going to be slightly different so you can help each other grow. Very important. Very, very important. Great question. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Jasmine, question. Thank you for the super chat. Jasmine, question. Do I have a new guide I'm working with? What is his name? You want to put what is his name? And can I get a message, please? I'm getting this strange name. I'll pronounce it phonetically. I don't know the spelling, but the name is Budalia is the name I'm getting. Budalia. And this is a very ancient tree. This is a tree consciousness I'm getting. It's a very ancient tree. Yes. It was once around where you are. It is long since gone, but its spirit still is there as a caretaker spirit of the land there. Some of the stuff's just pretty strange. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. Wonderful. I feel I need their name to connect. You don't necessarily need their name. What you want to do, you need to learn to teach yourself to get your mind and body quiet. A lot of people want to know their guides and their angels and connect to their past loved ones. In order to do that, you need to teach your mind and body to be quiet. That way you can hear. If your mind's going yakety, yakety, yak all the time, your mind's going on and on, or your body's, what's that sound? What's that smell? If your mind and body distract you, you can't hear your loved ones. You can't connect to your guides and angels as easily. I'm sure you've all been to a very crowded place where there's a lot of people and you got your friend right in front of you and you're trying to talk to them and you can barely hear what they're saying because there's so much background noise. That's what happens to a lot of people between you and your guides and your angels, the ascended masters that might want to work with you. What happens is your mind gets so noisy and your body is so distracted by the environment that you can't hear what's being said to you all the time. Messages that are being whispered gently in your ears to your soul. So you need to teach your mind and teach your body to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. When you get your mind and body quiet, calm, and peaceful, that's when your clairvoyance, your clear hearing, your ability to hear without ears begins to open up. You can begin to open up your non-physical senses by getting your mind and body quiet, calm, and peaceful. And you can learn to do that. We teach masterclass on how to actually do that in a very, very short period of time. And you can learn to heal yourself in very different ways when you can get your mind and body out of your way so that you can begin to work on them differently than they can work on themselves, right? Keep that in mind. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Hi, just a moment. Yes, we will. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you. Quieting your mind is so important. Even if you're surrounded by negative, hateful people, you can find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. And if you really focus properly, they won't be able to disturb you at all. You can get to a point. We have many of our students will start off, they can't quiet their mind and body. They get to a point where all kinds of things can happen around them. They can just remain in that Zen. You can literally teach your mind and body to be completely undistracted. And what's really fascinating about that is when you get your mind quiet, calm, and peaceful, and it's not distracting, the environment's not distracting, you actually become more aware of what's going on around you, except you're not distracted by it. So a lot of our students have noticed that when they get to that point, they can hear different conversations, but they're not distracted. And when your mind and body are out of your way, that's when you can begin to hear without your ears and see without your eyes, as Master Yeshua talks quite frequently about that. Learning to hear without ears and learning to see without eyes, because you learn to see with your inner eye You learn to hear with your inner ear, and that's a real thing. Amanda saying, I would love. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Jerusalem. Can my spiritual guides, thank you for that super chat. Can my spiritual guides give me information that I need in this moment? Also, which angel or ascended master are working with me right now? I get Archangel Raphael works very strongly with you right now, but he's saying there's some resistance. You have the resistance of fear. You have to release the resistance of fear that you can receive that which is fearless. You need to release the resistance of fear so you can receive that which is fearless. Very important. Yes. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hi. Don't try to quiet your mind and body. You just quiet your mind and body. Just a really simple way. I'll give you this. This is one of the things they taught me to teach others. Really simple way to get your mind to begin to be quiet. If you're listening and you're paying attention, then do this. You can take your left index finger, and you put it to your lips like this, and you make this sound. That shushing sound. You make that shushing sound with your finger there, and watch what happens in your mind when you do that. Go. And 98.6% of the time, people's minds go quieter just by doing that. So that's just a very simple thing that they taught us to teach others to begin the process of getting your mind quiet. There's other things you can learn too. Again, our next masterclass introductory course, I believe it begins June the 14th, 2025. You can go sign up for that masterclass now if you wish. And let's see what just happened here. That funny ringing sound there. So. Where are you? There you are. Let's see here. If you've got a really personal question, thank you for the tip. Somebody just sent me a tip. Thank you, Diana. Really appreciate that tip. If you want to send this channel a tip, you can do so through the Linktree link under one of my videos or underneath my TikTok profile. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I always use the little tips. No taxes on tips. Thank you so much, Diana. Really appreciate that. Is the raven that visits me significant, and does it have a name? Yes. It visits you. It's not about visiting you for the sake of visiting you. When you're present with it, close your eyes, okay? Tell me to tell you this. When you recognize its presence, close your eyes and feel its energy. There's a communication that can happen when your head is not in the way. So when it's present, remember, every living thing on this planet communicates. Amoebas, cells, worms, birds, animals, everything has a communication system on this planet. It's how it operates so efficiently of its own accord. So you want to be in the presence when you notice that raven there. You want to relax, just tune into his energy and let him tune into yours. And then observe what comes to your awareness. You might get images, you might get clearly defined words, but you'll get something that you'll know that's coming directly from him. And whatever thoughts you think, whatever images you hold, they will pick it up from you too. And once that communication system starts to open up between you and the raven, others will come. Because once you start to recognize that they're not coming to you by chance. Animals don't just come to you by chance. They come to you for a reason. And again, before the fall of Eden, 72,000 years ago, humans and animals had a very intimate communication system. We weren't eating each other. We were living naturally because the planet then had two suns. It was a very temperate planet. It existed quite comfortably. There were food growing everywhere. So you didn't need the technology we need today in order to feed everybody, right? Now you do. But back then, animals and humans had a very intimate communication system in place. That communication is still there. but humans have become disconnected from it because of our survival impetus. When Eden fell and the planet went into the polarized types of living it's been living in now, it's been very difficult for survival. So humans started eating animals, and it's been a very difficult time for everybody. Christopher, yeah, masterclass begins June the 14th. So yes, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. And it literally is a process of awakening. Yes, we got that. Hi. I missed if you addressed me about my guides above. Hi, Diane. When information comes through, I don't try to. I've been taught, do not commit the information I get for other people to my memory. I don't need information that's not for me. So when information comes through that's directed at you, it comes through. If you want, you can go back and watch the recording, because I believe the question was answered, I believe. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Is my guide's name, who I have been communicating with in the last few months, called Zahara? Yes, it is. Yes. It's nice when you get the name yourself, isn't it? Oh, you're welcome, JJ. Can my spiritual guides give me information that I need in the... Oh, yeah, we got there. Thank you so much. Yeah. The Raphael, it's important. Yes, I understand. Question from Maureen. Does Spirit have any guidance for me during this stressful time in my life? Meditate. Learn to quiet your mind. So many of you have busy minds. So many of you have very busy minds that it makes it difficult for you to appreciate who you are again. You are so caught up in the noise of your mind. You must learn to quiet your mind. Learn to quiet your mind. Bring it to stillness. Bring it to stillness. You can do this. You have by nature the authority and autonomy to say to your mind, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. You have the authority to speak thusly to your mind, to bring your mind to stillness and peace. And then you will remember more closely who you are, rather than being addicted to who you are not. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Great consideration. Quick Inspirations is asking, I know you don't really know me, but am I on the right spiritual path? You're getting there. You're opening your eye, right? Which is why you use that eye today on your comment. You're beginning to open your eye, as a lot of people are right now. We are in the beginning of what's called the Great Awakening, where humanity has to awaken. We have to shift our energy from fear to love collectively. And every one of you that takes a step away from fear to love and grace is assisting the overall collective unconscious of humanity to some degree. It's really important. But yes, you are on the right path. Again, learning to reclaim authority and autonomy over your mind and body are the two most critical steps facing every human being today. Learning to get your mind and your body to the position where they are serving you and not mastering you. Your servants are meant to serve you. They are not meant to master you. So when you hear the servants have taken over the house, they're referring to this, that your mind and body have become out of control, and you must learn to teach your mind and body to be your faithful servant and not your faithless master. Wow, that's really cool. Great consideration. Hi. Thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Brendan here saying the classes are truly life-changing, like a divine gift of wisdom. I took it continuously for 3 years because there's just so much to learn. Each class is never the same. Feels like a blessing. Thank you so much. Yes, Casey, he is saying stop. Stop being so hard on yourself as from your father. Merlin's saying, spend time in the sacredness of the silence. All magic comes from the sacredness of the silence. I speak of the magic of good, not the magic of evil. Wow, that's really cool, Casey. Thank you. I feel like a fractal of myself, and I want to change from lead to gold. Then you need to first teach your mind, and you need to teach your body to be in the stillness. In the stillness of mind and body, you can begin to feel and know the essence of yourself as you are, and not as this world has made you believe you are. To remember yourself as you are is very different than thinking of yourself as a collage of thoughts and memories and emotions. Of course, you will need those things to navigate through this material world until you no longer need them. But you must learn to teach your mind and teach your body to not be your masters anymore, to bring your mind and body to stillness, to calm, to peace, so you can begin to hear, and you can begin to see, and you can begin to feel, and you can begin to know the truth, not the falsities and the confusions that have been given to you by this world. Wow. Thank you so much for that consideration. Hi. Hi, good to see you. Oh, Diane, thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Diane asking, can you tell me how my brother Richard is doing, and has he reincarnated yet? I get a yes on his reincarnation, but his higher self still has a very, he's calling it a very intimate connection with you. Yes. Often on the right, he says, often on the right side, he touches you often on the right side of your face, where you will feel something like something touch you. Just know that that's Richard. That's his way of still staying literally in touch with you, that you feel sometimes things on the right side of your face. Yes. When you understand the nature of the soul, when you understand the nature of the soul, that you are not bound by flesh alone, that the body that you're in right now is an instrument of expression, but it's not who you are. And when you understand the true nature of the soul, you realize you are not limited or bound by any one incarnation. You can have access to many. Many. Great question, Diana. Thank you. Hi. Someone's asking, hi, Cadillac, what am I? You are a soul. You are a soul. Remember, it's important you let go of the illusion that you are somehow less than you are. So many of you have been taught to believe incorrectly that you are somehow not enough. This is not true, but you must understand too, the function of your soul is very different than the function of your soul through the structure of your beliefs and your mind, your memory, your emotions. The way you can function as a soul is very different than the way you will function as a mind and body. And unfortunately, a great number of you believe that you are your mind and you are your body, and you are struggling with the confusion that results in having a limited perspective on your perception of the self. You must learn to differentiate between your thoughts, your memories, and your emotions, so that you can begin the earnest process of awakening, so that you no longer remain subjective to beliefs, ideologies that you've been given by this world. You can be severely handicapped in this world by believing that you are your thoughts, and believing you are your emotions, and believing you are your body, when these are just instruments that you have to yearn and use in the function of creation. That your mind and your body, your emotions, are instruments that you are here to utilize for creation. You're not meant to be the illusion of yourself, which they are, unfortunately. You need to learn to awaken to your awareness of who you are. You are not your thoughts. You are not your memories. You are not your emotions. You are not your body. You have thoughts, you have memories, you have emotions, and you have a body. But these are the instruments of creation, not the source of your being. Understand this. Your mind, your emotions, your body, your memories, they're instruments of creation. They're not the source of your being. You are the source of your being. Wow. Thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome, Diane. Thank you for your support. I think we're good here. Are our bodies just canisters? Well, they're very beautiful creatures, the bodies. Your body is an animal that has agreed to allow you to inhabit it. It's vibrationally in tune with you. Your body is an instrument that you can direct. At least you're supposed to be able to direct it. Every nerve, every organ, every gland, every muscle, every bone, every cell in this body is designed to work for you. Your body is an instrument of creation. It's a living animal that's temporary. You'll be in that body temporarily, and the day will come when that body can no longer cease to exist, and you will leave it. But your body is an instrument for learning the function of creation. It's not who you are. It's a vehicle that you use. And many of you believe that you are your body, you are your thoughts, you are your emotions. It creates a lot of batshit crazy things going on this planet. When you do not learn how to assess your thinking, your thoughts, your emotions, your memory, then you're going to be enslaved by them. You are not your thoughts, you're not your memories, you're not your emotions. You have thoughts, you have memories, you have emotions. They're not you. They're instruments of creation. You are a soul. Your body is the instrument that you function creatively in a physical dimension through. Right? Your body's not you. Thank you for that super chat, Jasmine. Really appreciate it. Question: I keep feeling someone lightly touching me. Who is this? And is there a message? Thank you. They're telling me right now, not yet. They're doing this in a very excited. They're saying, don't. They're excited. They want to surprise you. So be ready for a surprise. They want to surprise you. They don't often say it like that, but I'm just laughing because it's like very mischievous and playful. But they're about to surprise. They don't want me to ruin the surprise, so I'm not going to tell them what they told me. But they're going to get ready for a really pleasant surprise. Then you'll know. I love that. That's beautiful. They don't often do that. But that's fun when that happens. Hi. Hi, Kathy. Good to have you here today. I miss my grandfather so much. Does he visit me? His name is Frank. Yes, Aries. He does visit you. He's with you right now. If you take a deep breath, like a really deep breath, hold your breath, relax your body. Let the body relax. Put the body into a state of relaxation. And then take another slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine you can just exhale all the thoughts out of your body. So you breathe in, relax the body. Breathe in. And exhale all the thoughts out of your mind. And then become aware of the space around your body, about 3 feet around your body. Just feel the space around your body, about 3 feet around the body. Just feel the space. And then think your grandfather's name. Think his name. You can also speak his name and ask him to come closer to you. And notice what shifts or changes within that space around your body. And that's how you'll begin to recognize how he energetically interacts with you without a physical body. Because just because you lose your body doesn't mean you leave existence. It just means that you lost the medium through which you communicate into this dimension. The body allows you to communicate in sound waves, in touch waves, in movements. When you don't have a body, it's a different system of communication. We call it the clairs, which is clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. And you need to activate those other senses to perceive his presence. But you'll feel it in the way that you feel it at this time. Again, in our Masterclass 101 Awakening, we go into great detail about how to connect to your guides, your angels, your loved ones, because they still exist. Just like you got thousands of radio signals and TV signals going through the air. You don't see them, you don't hear them, do you? Because they're on a different frequency. When somebody leaves the physical body, they shift from a physical frequency to a non-physical frequency. And then you have to learn how to shift your awareness to tune into that frequency, much the same way as you get a TV or a radio to tune into a particular station. You can tune your awareness into the frequency of that loved one and have a communication with them, right? Hi, William. Wondering if an opportunity will come my partner's way soon. Only if they're choosing to be open and receptive to it. Very important. They must choose to make at least 5 minutes a day where they just say, I'm open and receptive to receiving this new opportunity or this new whatever it is. You must actually make a space in your consciousness to be open to receiving. Literally. It's like if this glass is this full, it can only receive that much water. If I drink water from it, it can receive more. When you become open and receptive to what you want, you have a space to receive it, literally. Nature abhors a vacuum. Right? So when you make a space to receive love, a space to receive joy, a space to receive opportunity, a space to receive good new people in your life, then you have a space you can receive it. They need to be in that state, be a space to receive that. So tell them that. Yes, you can do that on their behalf. You can be a space and say, I make a space for my partner to receive this. You can do it on the behalf of other people. Just like Jesus and many other ascended masters can create a space for other people being healed, other people being brought to peace, right? You can create a space for other people. All right. Does your raven have a name? Yes, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. Learn to connect. They'll tell you. Someone's here saying, hi, Diane, saying, I'm so stressed. Father passed and 2 family members showed up unannounced and taking more stuff breath. Again, Diana, can I just do something on your behalf? I'm gonna ask for Archangel Michael. I'm going to ask for Ascended Master Jesus to bring peace to you and love to the space. Your stress is keeping this event in your life. You need to release your stress. Let go of your anxiousness. Let go of your fear. Let that go. It will shift the situation. And Michael and Jesus will help you out the way that you're open and receptive for that to happen at this time. Casey's asking, I felt my skull and body spontaneously heal. Thank you for that super chat. Spontaneously healed last night. Is this true? Yes. I feel I had a major shift last night. What should I manifest next? Thank you. I'm being told to tell you to be open to that which is needed at this time, because you do not know what it is, but you can still choose to be open and receptive to that which is needed at this time. Be open and receptive to receiving that which is needed at this time. That's what you can do right now, Casey. Be open and receptive to that which is needed at this time. Right? Sorry, guys. I have to get a different stand for the camera, for the TikTok device. Thank you for the friendship. Thank you for the roses, guys. Thank you for the white rose. Appreciate it. Any messages from my aunt? She's saying, take care of the garden. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. She's very clear about don't ignore the garden. I don't know what she's referring to by garden, but again, I'm getting I get a flower garden. That's what my mind does. Yeah, don't ignore it. Don't ignore the garden. Hi, you're very welcome. Hi, thank you for following. Wonderful. Hi, Marika. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Marika's asking, will the teaching I have to be received and help people if you're open and receptive to it? Again, a lot of people don't understand that we want things. You want things, but your want precipitates that that it's out there somewhere. You need to be open and receptive to it. Like totally, you have to really, if you're not open and receptive, you're not going to receive it. I don't care how many times you tell me, if this glass has that much water in it, it's going to only receive that little bit. You need to allow yourself to become open and receptive to what you want and go joyfully about your day then. But you need to really become open and receptive to what you want. Now, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out today. Patrons, you'll receive the information for the Patreon event on Monday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out today. Thank you for your questions, your considerations. There will be no shortcuts for your soul next week. It will resume the following Monday as we are in transit for the next 5 consecutive days. And I'm going to wish you all much, much love. Have a wonderful, joyful day. And I'll look forward to seeing you in about a week's time. Much love, everybody. Take care. And bye for now.